going to continue with chapter 1, standard 12, accountancy. This is Payal Bhagat, your accountancy teacher, and as I said that we are going to learn this chapter from the beginning. I mentioned this in the last lecture. Yes, just because we have to start with the practical sums, we need to revise all the previous theory lectures. Yes, fine then. Let us begin from the introduction itself, meaning of share, what actually the share is, yes, etc., etc. And then the journal entries, the types of capital, authorized capital, subscribed capital, issued capital, everything that we have understood till now, we are going to revise it, and then we are going to start with the practical long sums. Yes? So please pay attention, just consider that this is the first lecture itself for this chapter. Yes? So let us consider, I will write it down here to avoid any sort of confusion. In case if you want to watch these lectures ahead for the purpose of revision. Yes? So let us consider this as a first lecture itself for chapter 1, part 2, accounting for share capital. Alright? Okay. So starting with the word share. What is a share? This word here is related with company. Now there is no need of explaining this word again. What is a company? You know that very well. Still, some explanation regarding the same is given in your textbook. So I hope you have your textbook with you. Even I have my textbook with me on my desk here. Part 2, of course, the very first chapter and the very first page itself. Yes. They say company has a separate legal existence by law. Incorporation, management, and winding up of company are governed by the provisions of Companies Act. Provisions of Companies Act. Companies Act 2013, the new act. Earlier it was Companies Act 1956. Yes? So, they just say that this chapter deals how a company raises the capital. It discusses several points in this reference and their accounting effects in companies' books as per Companies Act 2013. So, coming back towards the point, share and company. As your chapter says, accounting for share capital. Yes, it simply means that the capital of the company is called share capital. Yes, I repeat, capital of a company is called share capital. Now, company issues shares to raise capital. Simply speaking, a company will issue shares to raise what? To raise capital. Now how? What is its procedure? How is capital raised? By the issue of shares. What are its accounting treatments? Yes, is all what we are going to learn in this chapter, turn by turn and step by step. Yes, the chapter is extremely you show some interest. Yes, it is actually related to the share market concept, stock exchange. Yes, you might have already heard this words. Yes. So, what is this procedure? What is the procedure of a company to issue shares? Yes. How is the amount of shares collected by company? Yes. Every such thing is mentioned in this chapter, which is accounting for share capital. Right? So, in your textbook again, accounting for share capital, the very first page gives us an idea about what actually a company is, what are the types of company, and much more. Yes, I am not going in detail with the explanation about what a company is and what are the types of company. You should read this on your own. I mean, on your own you will read this and definitely you will understand it. Yes, and in case if you don't, then you can ask me your doubts by writing it in the comment section. Yes, so coming back towards the topic, that what is a share? Yes, page number 3 in your textbook, all of you. I repeat, page number 3 in your textbook. There is a heading which says share and share capital. Meaning, nature and types. They say capital of company is called share capital, which can be divided into transferable small denominations. Each such unit of denomination is known as share. As I said, the shares are issued by the company to raise capital. Yes, and they say that the capital of a company raised by issue of shares is called share capital. I'll make you understand the process why it is called share capital, and still you might be thinking that how does a company raise capital by issue of shares? Yes, वो सब आगे धीरे-धीरे आएगा, but for now you need to understand this, the basic concept. Yes, okay. So, which can be divided into transferable small denomination, and each such unit is said to be share. Yeah. So further, now we know very well that why are shares issued by the company? Yes, and what is a share capital? Obviously, I think you know the meaning of capital. You know the meaning of the word capital. Yes, we have learned this in standard 11. Yeah, in the very first chapter. Yeah, the capital is an investment. Yes, so then they say that the types of shares. So the company can issue two types of shares. First is equity share, preference share. These are the two main types of shares. Now, in your given question, the 8-mark long question from this chapter, yes, in that particular question, it will be clearly mentioned that the shares are equity shares or are preference shares. Yes. Now, what is the difference between equity share and preference share? It is again given in your textbook on page number 3. The explanation is given about preference share, its various types, and if you will turn the page, they have also mentioned about equity share or ordinary share. Yes, hope you are able to understand, and I hope you have your textbook with you when you study this lecture. Yeah? Okay. So then, yes. So as I said on page number 3, they have mentioned about the types of share. It is preference share and various types of preference share. Once you turn the page, there is mention about equity share or ordinary share. You will read this on your own. And then the topic that we have is types of share capital. Types of share capital. Yes, this topic is given on page number 5 in your textbook. And yes, the very first type in this context is authorized capital. See, say for example, the company has an authority to issue 1 lakh equity, equity shares. Yes, I repeat, I am explaining types of share capital, and in that the first one is authorized capital, and the example that I have given is say that, say for example, a company is having an authority for issue of 1 lakh equity shares. Yes. This simply means that the authority of the company, the authorized capital of the company is this. Here we can say rupees 10 is the price of a share. The example is also given in your textbook if you want to understand. Yes. Page number 5, the first topic, authorized nominal registered capital. They say the maximum amount which a company can accumulate by share capital during its lifetime is called authorized share capital. That simply means that the company is having authority to issue 1 lakh equity shares. एक शेयर का प्राइस क्या है? ₹10. Yes. Example to be considered in your textbook. For example, authorized capital of ABC Limited is ₹1 crore divided into 10 lakh equity shares with ₹10 each. So here, the authority to issue shares is 1 lakh. And if you want to consider the example given in your textbook, then we will change it. They say the authorized capital of a company is 1 crore. Yes, 1 crore rupees. This is the authorized capital. This is how much a company can raise by issue of its shares during the lifetime of the company. Yes, that means the company can raise capital this much, which is 1 crore. Yes, this is to be raised by issue of shares. What is the price of 1 share? ₹10. So to raise 1 crore, how many shares need to be issued? 10 lakh, of course. 10 lakh. Yes? Right? So the company will issue 10 lakh equity shares. Or I can say the company can issue 10 lakh equity shares. The company is having authority to issue 10 lakh equity shares only. Each of these 10. So what is the authorized capital of company? 1 crore. This simply means that the company cannot issue shares more than 10 lakh. Able to understand? The company is not having more authority. Yes, the company is having only this much authority and the company cannot exceed this. Yeah, and in case the requirement of the company arises and the company wants to issue more number of shares, then for that purpose, there is a solution given. Yes, read the fourth line. If there is a need to increase the authorized capital of a company in future, the same can be increased by passing a resolution in the general meeting of shareholders of company and also as per provisions of Companies Act. That simply means that the company needs to follow a long procedure to extend the authority. Yes? So the very first type, which is authorized capital, I hope is clear by now. I'll repeat it again. Authorized capital is the maximum capital that a company can raise. Is actually the authority a company is having to raise capital by the issue of shares. Yes? So, the example that we have considered is that the company is having authority to issue 10 lakh equity shares. This is the first step. Yes, what is the price of each share? Rupees 10. You might be thinking, why 10? Nominal value or face value of a share is generally rupees 10. In case if it is 100, it is mentioned in the question. Nominal value or face value is considered to be 10. Okay? So now the second thing. Issued capital. What is issued capital? Company is having authority to issue 10 lakh equity shares. From this, company will issue the number of shares as per its requirement. In your textbook again, the share capital issued by issue of shares out of authorized capital based on the need of the company in full or part is known as issued capital. Yes? So, authority is 10 lakh and the company has issued 7 lakh shares. Yes, the company has issued 7 lakh shares out of 10 lakh. How much is the authority? 10 lakh. So, as per the requirement, company has issued 7 lakh shares. Because the company is in need of that much capital only for now. Yes, it is clearly written in your textbook that the company will issue shares from authorized capital on the basis of the need of the company. Yes? So, 7 lakh shares have been issued. What is the price of each share? 10. So, what is the issued capital now? What was the authorized capital? 1 crore. 10 lakh shares, each of rupees 10. Authorized capital 1 crore. Out of 10 lakh shares, 7 lakh shares have been issued. 7 lakh into 10. Issued capital, so capital 70 lakh. Yes? So simply, कंपनी के पास जितना अथॉरिटी है उसमें से उन्होंने अपनी जरूरत के हिसाब से जितने शेयर इशू किए that becomes issued capital and this is number of shares issued. This is the number of shares with authority of company. So if you divide it by the amount of share individually, this becomes authorized capital, this becomes issued capital. Yes, it simply means that you have issued 7 lakh shares. people are going to subscribe for your shares. Let us read. The value of shares for which applications are received out of the issued share capital is known as subscribed capital. I have issued 7 lakh equity shares. Yes, and the applications received in consideration with this. Yes, obviously, if I issue shares, yes, of rupees 7 lakh, then there should be people who will apply to purchase my shares. I have had an authority to issue 10 lakh equity shares, from which I have issued 7 lakh equity shares. To whom? To public. Now public will apply that yes, we want to purchase the shares of your company. Yes. So which application they will have to pay an amount for the share, and that amount will be received by me. So that becomes subscribed capital. Yes, applications will be received from the number of shares issued, and which becomes subscribed capital. Then, called up capital. Now, called up capital is the next step to subscribed capital. Yes, authority issued applications which is subscribed capital. Now from this called up capital. Now the share is going to be 10. Yes, share is of rupees 10, but that 10 rupees. Yes, we have an important concept to understand here. Yeah, 10 rupees. I am taking this concept in the middle of types of capital because the types mentioned ahead are based on this explanation. Yes, so please pay attention to this. Rupees 10. Application, allotment, first call, final call. Yes, these 10 rupees will be called from public in installments. Yes, they will be called up in installments. Application, allotment, first call, final call. Right? Might be thinking how? 10 rupees with application rupees 2. Allotment 3. First call 3. 2. And this is rupees 10. This is how 10 rupees are called up. It is not necessary it is always 2 with application, 3 with allotment. No. It can be changed. It can be 3 here, it can be 2 here. That way. Yes? So, 10 rupees are called up in this manner and not all together. Yes? Just within one step 10 rupees are called up. No, that's not the case. Yes? So, we were talking about the subscribed capital. So, people have applied for the shares. Yes? And the next step is called up capital. So, called up capital actually is how much I have called from rupees 10. I have issued shares and the amount is to be collected in this time. Yes? People have subscribed for my shares. So, a share is for rupees 10. Out of rupees 10, how much I have called up? Say for Yes. So out of rupees 10, how much amount I have called up from shareholders is what called up capital means. It can be 8, it can be 6, it can be 5. Yes. Alright. So say for example the called up capital is 8 from 10. I have called up rupees 8 out of rupees 10 from every shareholder. Yes. And out of rupees 8, the paid up capital is 6. Now comes the question that what is paid up capital? Firstly, I think you are clear with the meaning of called up capital. Called up capital is the amount called up by company from shareholders. Yes. And paid up capital is the amount paid by shareholders from the called up capital. Yes. Say for example, the company has called up rupees 8 from rupees 10 from each shareholder. And the paid up capital is only rupees 6. So 6 is the paid up capital. Called up capital is rupees 8 per share. Multiply करके आप obtain करेंगे तो आपको पूरा capital का idea मिलेगा. The concept is also given in the textbook with the proper examples, just the way I have given. You should go through. So then, called up and uncalled. This is just opposite to this. From rupees 10, if I have called up 8, then what is uncalled? Obviously rupees 2. Yes. Then paid up is जितना मंगवाया है उससे लोगों ने कितना पे किया is paid up. Yes. Just that simple. And the last topic for today and the last type is reserve capital. Now reserve capital is what the company thinks that the called up capital is sufficient. Yes, and hence the uncalled capital, yes, is converted into reserve capital. If the company thinks that called up capital is sufficient, yes, what is called up? Rupees 8 from 10, so that only means that rupees 2 is still left to be collected, isn't it? So that is to be called up in future. But if the company will think that called up capital is sufficient, then uncalled capital will be converted into the reserve capital. Yes, that's all about the types of share capital. They are given on page number 5 in your textbook. Yeah, so you should read them properly with extreme level of attention. And the chart is also given on page number 6, which says classification of share capital. Yes, this is important to understand. This will be applied in the practical science. Yes, so your homework for today is that you will read the concept of types of share capital. Yes, and we'll continue ahead in next lecture of course. Today we end our session here with the concept of types of share capital. We have understood the meaning of share. What is the company? Why does the company issue shares? How is the amount of share called up in installments, and also the types of share capital. Yes. So that's all for today. We will see you all soon in the next lecture. We will continue the same chapter with a new topic. Yes, the next step I mean. Till then, stay home, stay safe.